mask, we thought we would show you in this Fiber Fun set 2 sessions how to make masks. The first one is going to be a mask that is just no sewing, made out of a t-shirt. The second mask will be a hand sewn one. And the third one is going to be one that is machine sewn. So this time we will begin with the no sew. Now that you got the fabric all cut out, the next step is to be putting on the rubber bands. You put it one on each side. And then you fold the fabric in two, and you can adjust it once you put it on so that the ends are under. The first thing you do when you take your t-shirt is you want to cut off the bottom. So just cut with your straight across. Now for an adult mask, you want to make it 8 inches. So take your fabric marker, or you can use any kind of pencil to mark this 8 inches. Then I take my yardstick and connect the dots. Then you cut along that line. Next thing you want to do is cut it up along the seam. You do not want to have the seam on there because that's just extra bulk when you wear it. The first step is to cut out the material. You want to cut it out 9.5. So you put a mark there and keep on moving it over. And you can see that I already cut it out. And you can just draw and connect the dots again. And you want to go 18.5 inches. And what I had used is an old shirt. The material down in the bottom was good, but the cuffs were all worn. So that works great for a mask if you don't have any time to go out shopping for material. The next thing you do is you have to have an iron, because on the 2 long ends, you want to fold them over twice and iron that down really well. After you've ironed both ends of the material, you put the ends together. Now you're ready for the elastic. The elastic will be 7 inches long, and you'll need 2 pieces of these. You start by putting the ends together and make sure you're only sewing through 1 layer of fabric. And I put my thread through the needle and I knotted the end, which is very important so that it stays together. Now I've put my needle through just the 1 layer and you sew through several times. I would sew through at least 6 times to make sure that the elastic stays on the material and doesn't pull off, because this will be for the earpiece, and this will take a lot of stress. So if you sew it close to the edge, within maybe a 1/4 inch or 3/8 of an inch, because that will be in your seam then and it will not show. So now that I went through several times, I'll stitch to the back, and by making a knot, you put it through the fabric, go through the loop that you made, and slowly pull so that your thread doesn't knot. And I would do this 2 times just to make sure the knot doesn't slip out. Go through there and pull it slowly in. If it starts getting knotted, try to get it undone. And then you would cut that. And then you do the same thing on the other end, making sure you do not go through both layers. And then you would also do this on the other side. Once the elastic is sewn on both sides, it looks like this. Now this is the right side that they're on, but for the next step, you want to turn it so that the right sides are together. Make sure that the elastic is far enough in so that you will not catch it in the seam. I'll just put one clip, and you can use pins. You don't have to use clips. So I will start sewing it together at the bottom. And the thread, when you thread your needle, I wouldn't make it more than twice as long as the material, because then you have a greater chance of it knotting. So go through the corner where the elastic is. And then you can do several stitches at one time. I would sew about at least 1/8 of an inch so that you can keep away from the ends of the seam that ravel. And then just continue doing this all the way to the top. And you don't want to take huge stitches because you want it to look like it was sewn together nicely. And then when you pull the needle through, you don't want to pull it so tight that it gathers it. You want it to stay straight. And you continue this all the way to the end and onto the other side. I've got both sides sewed. It's about 1/4 inch from the edge. Now we're ready to turn it to the other side. All right. The side seams are all sewn and the elastic is coming out of the side seams. Now we will want to sew the pleats. So first we'll make sure we get everything ironed nice and flat. First, we will fold it down 2 inches. Let's see, I like stripes on fabric when I make it with pleats because I can tell if the line is straight. So iron that. Now I'll turn it over and I'll fold it and we'll do approximately 1/2 inch because then that will make the pleat about 1 inch. If you want to just eye this, you can do it that way too. So we'll make 3 pleats in this one since it is going to be a bigger mask. For a smaller mask, especially for a child, I would make only 2 pleats. And there's another pleat. That's about 1/2 inch. And I can see that the line goes straight across. And then one more. Then this will be about 4 inches overall when the pleats are done. And for a smaller mask, you would have like 3.5 inches. And now you can see that there's no extra folding in the material because of the elastic. Oops. Then take a clip or pins again and hold the pleats down, and then on the other side just so that the pleats stay in it. Then you don't have to keep ironing it every single time. So do this on both sides. Now that we've sewn both sides where the pleats are sewn down, it is now ready. And when you put it on, it will open up like that. The second mask that we will be doing will be hand sewn. So the people that do not have a sewing machine but still have some sewing skills will want to do this one. And this can be made in different sizes. This one is made large size so that it's a little big on me, but it's great for my husband. And I give you the dimensions on there and how to make them in different sizes.